Yeah, I think keeping an eye on their form and their breathing. So the usual principle is to cue breathing with effort. I think there's a recent study actually that shows with squat that you need to cue as they're going down. And I think when you move to doing any kind of core exercises, that you started off with something really simple and basic, like make sure that you're cueing that TA and getting the inner core really working before they start to do anything more difficult. Yeah.
And, if you can some kind of try and establishing them that link between their pelvic floor and their core.
Yeah.
So cueing their pelvic floor and their TA so that they start to work together to give the support for the pelvic structures.
Yeah. So I think our usual cue that works for most people, but not everyone, is just for pelvic floor, draw up and in like you're trying to stop a wee. And then for TA, then bringing in that idea of thinking of your two ASIS bones at the front that you're trying to draw them together. I don't know, do you have your favourite one?
Oh, there's all sorts of different ones, isn't there? You can imagine, if they're more visual people, you might use the reverse ripple. So, when you drop a pebble into the pond, it ripples out. And so you might say to them, okay, now we need to bring those ripples together and then we need to lift the pebble up. Or there's the parachute or handkerchief one where they imagine they're picking up the centre of the handkerchief and lifting that up. But I think, Louise, you and I were saying that sometimes with pelvic floor, it's not always, people just assume it's weak. Sometimes it can actually be overactive.
Yes,
and it's almost as important with these cues to remind them to relax. Often they turn everything on and they're trying so hard.
Yes, that's exactly right. And although the problems with an overactive pelvic floor are less common, they're even more, well, not even more, but they can be quite debilitating. So it's often linked with pelvic floor pain. So they have pain with intercourse quite often. And it's got a bit of a link with urgency. So I think we've mentioned before that urge urinary incontinence is quite multifactorial, and one of the factors that can be involved is when the pelvic floor is overactive. So not so much in our clinic, but we hear stories of women who've been told to almost overdo their pelvic floor work, and then they've come with all those sorts of problems.
And especially the new mums who might have been told in hospital, you've got to do 10 contractions and you add a second for every week your baby is, and they come to you and they're doing 10, 12 second holds. Well, that's pretty impressive for a new mum, but sometimes no one's told them to relax in between.
Yes. Yeah.
And so you've ended up with a new mum with a bit of an overactive pelvic floor and maybe a bit of hip pain and a few other things going on.
Yeah.